Can everybody see it? Cool. Hi, I'm Spencer Hardwick, and thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my presentation. We're going to be talking about an all-in-one streaming solution for dance artists and music brands as part of our current Twitch music project, and talking a little bit also about COVID-19 and the impact that it's had on the dance music industry. And so what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about what's going on, who the customer is, what our proposed solution is, what the market's like right now and why is now relevant, how are we going to get there, and what's our success criteria going to be. And so we're going to talk a little bit about Insomniac events. So for those of you who don't know who Insomniac events are, they are one of the largest event brands in the world. They lead a $7 billion market. They've produced more than 2,000 events with more than 5 million attendees. And of course, when COVID hit, it provided some really big challenges in terms of how does a festival brand, operate at a time when festivals aren't really social distancing appropriate. So what do? Well, they turned to a digital presence. So to date, right now, they have 337,000 Twitch followers. And since April, their average viewership has been nearly 2,300 average viewers per session, and with a 59,000 peak. And also since April, they've had more than 90 million views. And that's partially because they're providing daily streaming content, including multiple fully digital festival experiences. So there's a couple of popular streaming platforms among this, among this segment, Twitch obviously being the market leader, but there's also YouTube Gaming, Facebook Live, Instagram Live for mobile options, solutions like Restream.io, which allow you to push your stream to multiple platforms simultaneously, and also Zoom. And I include Zoom on here because Zoom has the ability for you to stream live to Facebook Live or to YouTube Gaming, but also because many users within this demographic actually use Zoom for collaborative sessions with other artists or for like music lessons, that sort of thing. It's very much part of their digital presence. So let's talk a little bit about streaming a DJ set, right? So what do you need? You need a lot of stuff. You need a music player, you need a mixer, you need an audio interface, you need a microphone, you need webcams, you need some kind of stream deck that provides you with the ability to do like a mobile producer type of thing where you can trigger different overlays and backgrounds and stuff. You need an actual streaming tool to send all of this to your streaming platform of choice, hopefully Twitch, probably Twitch. And then there's also a capture card which captures the information that's happening on the screen and pushes it to another computer for encoding before it's pushed again to your streaming platform of choice. Now, I know that was like a whole bowl of jargon soup, and it's because this is super complicated, right? There's multiple different computers that you need beefy internet, you need all sorts of different routing options, you need all sorts of different hardware to make this stuff connect, you need subscriptions to different platforms and services that either have a high upfront cost or cost you some kind of monthly recurring subscription of like $10, $15 a month. And that stuff adds up, right? But this is the end result. It looks great. He's got a green screen. It looks like he's in front of the stage. He's got all of his music equipment here. The fans are engaged. It looks awesome, right? Except for when Shiba-san, in this particular instance, what if Shiba-san wants to do a collaborative session on Zoom with a fellow artist? He needs an entirely different setup and routing system in order to be able to stream his setup to whatever artist they're pairing with. And that really causes a problem. Like if you look at this right here is what Streamlabs OBS, it's one of the streaming tools that's out there. It's one of the more common ones. This is what it looks like. This looks absolutely nothing like Zoom. It requires a totally different setup. And so what does that mean? It means it's super complicated, right? It requires multiple subscriptions from multiple services. It requires a lot of equipment that's oftentimes incredibly expensive. The solutions are frustrating to set up. I've had the same sample rate issue on my live streams for 2 years, and I cannot figure out where it's coming from. It drives me nuts. And there's not a single solution that currently exists to make life easy. So what is the solution? I believe that we should build an all-in-one streaming tool that provides additional revenue streams to our content creators while also providing them with enhanced branding opportunities, while also simplifying the process. We've already got the tool, it's already built. We just need to expand its feature set from something that's aimed towards new users and helping them understand how to stream, but to actually adding value to what makes up about 7% of our content creator base. So in terms of features, what are we actually talking about? Selectable audience. So the ability to choose between one-to-one, one-to-some, or live to all active users, with the ability to be able to privately share a link to the stream, be able to do high fidelity stereo output, file sharing, in-app ticketing, tiered subscription content, artist tipping, or customizable themes for a stream page. So for example, if you're Insomniac Events, maybe you want to do a live stream that is, only for your followers or subscribers, or it's only to your tier 2 subscribers. You can buy a ticket to this event if you're not a 2-tier subscriber, but it costs you a little bit more money. There's so many different directions that this can go in. And what's the actual opportunity here? Well, it's a $14 billion market. My team estimates that about $3 billion of that is what's obtainable to us. And we currently own the hours watched segment for live streaming. We currently own about 65% of the market, and it grew by 17% over last quarter in Q1 2020. So here's how we're actually doing this year so far. Let's just look at Q1 for a snapshot. So we actually make up for more hours watched than the entire rest of the industry combined times 2. It is substantial. The amount of hours streamed, it is also substantial. We capture about 3/4 of the content creator market. So these people are likely already streaming on our platform. We just need to make their lives a little bit easier. And I think it could be a pretty substantial opportunity. And if you're wondering too, how often are artists actually using Zoom as a primary platform? It's substantial. So we polled about 50 different musical artists of all levels of experience in the industry. 80% of them have had one Zoom-based production, engineering, or music lesson so far this month. 60% have had multiple sessions every month this year so far. This is incredibly common. And based off of what I showed you earlier in terms of system routing and everything else, imagine how much friction this is causing every single time these artists go live. So what does it actually look like? Super simple. This is the platform that we already have built out. So you just click this little button right here next to Start Stream. And you have the ability to select your stream audience. Super simple. Do you want to just stream to your followers and subscribers? Do you want a private link, or do you want all of the above? And this is our timeline. So current quarter, focusing on just the one-to-one, one-to-some functionality with the ability to generate a shareable link. This is the foundation of all future iterations of this product, because in the next quarter, provided that we see the user adoption rates that are consistent with other future rollouts, we can start adding in stuff like artist tipping, in-app event ticketing, tiered subscription content, and then the last one being more just like kind of general brand specific quality of life stuffs like custom themes and file sharing and that sort of thing. We're looking for about 10% user adoption among existing and new users within the first 2 weeks, using our normal A to B staged rollout methodology that we've been doing with pretty much all of our feature rollouts. 15% within 30 days, 20% within 90 days. This is consistent across all of the different updates across the next couple of quarters. And so if we're able to do that, it should stay pretty consistent with our other feature rollouts. So in conclusion, the dance industry was majorly impacted by this COVID outbreak, and they have turned to our platform as a means of continuing to engage with people and interact with their audience. And the process is plagued with friction, and I think that the data shows that by making things a little bit easier and making things a little bit simpler to use, that we can also better empower them to create content while also generating some profit and capturing more of the market ourselves. So thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and I'll now open the floor for questions.
Nice job, Spencer.